to the Nashville Coffee's Inspirational Christian Songwriters Night. We're glad to be here. We took a winter break and we're back for the first time tonight. It's going to be a short night. We only have a few singers tonight, and unfortunately I will not be one of them, and that's my fault. I sent my CD, but I didn't send my tracks. So we'll go with it, but I will show you. This is my CD. It's available anywhere you can get music. It's called Bad Blues, Good News. And thank you. And it's my contribution to the to the blues venues that I play at, so that I can give them a little bit of the Lord along with it. In fact, the songs on there that don't talk about the Lord, there's only 2 of those. The rest of them are Christian, or some of them actually have a little bit of a word here or there about God anyway. But I do a lot of festivals, and folks will come up to me and ask me about a song when I get off stage, and this way I can go ahead and minister to them from the stage before I get to them. But anyway, this is the USAGEM.NET, United States Association of Gospel Entertainers and Musicians. We're going to have a little bit of fun tonight. I was going to open it up, but as I said, I messed up and I sent him the songs and not my tracks. So I'll get that fixed before next month. In fact, I'll get that fixed real soon. If Jama Park is out there watching, hi guys. I will be on the Jama and Jerry Gospel Hour next Tuesday, and they'll be debuting my CD on there. I think they've been playing a couple songs off of it. This man that's getting his stuff ready to go over here, his name is Jim Sheldon, and he's a fine gospel singer. He likes to give you a full message when he writes a song and tell you what's going on.
Did the full live, I guess.
Yeah, we're kind of scratching it here a little bit tonight. This is our first one in about 3 months, and we got a couple of surprises as we got started up. We've got some new equipment and stuff, so we are going to have a blast, though. If you're not familiar with the United States Association of Gospel Entertainers and Musicians, you can, like I said, you can find them on usagem.org or .net. And basically it was started by some friends a few years back, and they wanted it to be different from any of the other gospel organizations in that the members do the voting and they do everything, as the board of directors just handle specific things.
Okay.
Well, here comes the big man himself, Mr. Jim Sheldon.
Hey, Jim. All right. Well, I guess I call this myself I'm a writer by life. I've lived a lot of life, and I've become the positive cowboy over the years, and I felt, it gave me kind of a, I heard the story about the, I think like Lone Ranger or Zorro, when he told a guy how he can take care of his anger to do what needs to be done. He puts his mask on and he works it through this new character, Zorro. So that when God comes in, takes over, I still remembering all those things, but he's taking that energy in a direction that now he can use it if we let him. And then we get that healing in that process. And that's kind of how it works. He already knows what we're going to be born in. He knows all the things in our lives going to happen, mistakes. But he knows, since he knows that, in his wisdom, he knows how to use that to shape us to who we need to be and to help the circles that we're going to be in through our lives. And one of the things that I learned a long time ago, I was worried. I did, started singing country music when my first marriage failed. I was by myself. I'm in D.C. I needed somebody to cry out my hurt and pain, and I knew that wasn't the life God had called me to. But I got to improve my way. I perform and sing. Anyway, when I got into gospel singing, and I got to this point where I was finally getting out, I was feeling inadequate. I didn't have time to learn an instrument, and I didn't have the money, and getting a new marriage, a working job, and things like that. But then God, one day I come home from my farm up in Kentucky where I was a couple years ago. After a long tour, my grass was like a foot tall. And I'm getting ready to go grab my gloves. And I'm sitting there, hey, gloves, you've been sitting there all this time. Why don't you go out there and cut that grass? And I heard a voice say, because you're not in that glove. And that's God telling me, don't worry about what you got, don't God. Let me fill you with my spirit. It's my work after all. And I want to work it through you. That takes all the burden off of me. I just have to be and give him the availability of me and all my life. So here's a brand new song I've written, my new song out. Did a video called Gloves. God wants us to be his glove. He wants to use us. We all have a work to do, but it's his work to get done. But he wants to do it in your circle to reach people in your family, your people you meet. So here's a song, hope you enjoy, called Gloves. Oh, I got hit. Sorry. There you go. We'll figure it out. I don't want to waste the future. Don't want to waste today. Every hour lost is too high a price to pay. These 56 acres, the freedom that they bring, are only made complete by the peace my Father brings. The two don't do a thing to toil and turn to dirt. The Spirit fills the gloves, the hands must do the work. I can mend the fences, put a roof upon the barn, keep all in good order here on this family farm. The less God is in me, there's nothing I can do. He shows me direction, but I must follow through. The two don't do a thing to toil and turn to dirt. The Spirit fills the gloves, the hands must do the work. So God has work for all of us. He shapes us for wisdom on what we're born into, things we have to experience, good and bad, knowing what he used that moment. And now I stand here more ready to serve him than I always done in my life, and see people's lives change. And so I give it freely and lay it at his feet. This land belongs to me, it ain't mine to keep. I get up every morning, got my work cut out. By letting it all go, I figured one thing out. The two don't do a thing to toil and turn to dirt. The Spirit fills the gloves, the hands must do the work. So let God fill you. You're amazed when he gets to do through you. I've seen him use me over and over again. All those things I went through, no longer pain, it's joy. Thank you. I said I spent probably about 6 years singing country music up in Washington, D.C., Northern Virginia area during the first Gulf War. That's not what I was pursuing. I was trained to be a music leader, a church seminary in New Orleans where I was raised. But after my first wife rebelled, they kicked me out, said you can't serve God, God's done with you. When you got no family, no friend to support you, I just felt like a rock. And I got where I was bound. I could find church. I go to rich churches, and I would sing. They say, "Man, you got to sing." Introduce to the pastor. I talk to the pastor. I tell my story. I'm not gonna lie. As soon as I hear divorce, like a wall comes down, and it's like I think Satan tried to convince me of that. Anyway, a friend of guy, I'd been singing country music in my basement to cry out my hurt and pain. And one night, I opened an open mic night. My roommate went and told the band about me. I got my boy name called Jim Shuck come up here. I said, no, in my heart, that's not what I want to pursue. I want to get back to God, back to my daughter. So I got up there, I sang a song, went out singing 4 or 5 songs. Within a year, I had house bands calling me. Because I did a lot of Ricky Van Shelton, good song. But the first night I did it in a place in Laurel, Maryland, I sang Cried My Last Tear to Ricky Van Shelton. And I cried like a baby on stage full time. When I got done, the guy said, man, I love the emotion you're putting in. I said, I'm not putting, this is real stuff coming out. And it's amazing how God let me, all this group like me come because I'm Friday night when couples want to get up and dance, and they see the emotion up there. And so I got some healing there. Anyway, in fact, I met my wife at a place called Cotton Eye Joe's in Andrews Air Force Base in Maryland. I just got off the platform singing from a Jack to a King, and my wife Jeanette asked me to dance. We'll be married this August, 32 years. Led our kids to Christ. My daughter got her mom back at church when we rebelled. And now I got a home from there in New Orleans. This is a piece that made it up. Anyway, when I got this title, Positive Cowboy, to the Music City Show we're producing, it gave me kind of something to shoot for. I have to live up to it. I don't have to be perfect, just be positive. So I take everything God did and use it for other people because it's probably something every of us has gone through, And so I started to use it. God made it a great platform that I can share what God's done in my life. When you hear the things I've gone through, things like that, and then you see someone smiling, if you're on that side, you say, there's like hope in there somewhere, somehow. And so I wrote this, kind of become my theme song, because how I became God's Positive Cowboy was through all that mess He let me go through. He let Moses go off to the wilderness after he murdered that Egyptian, right? To get along with him. I think God loved me, knowing that was going to happen, so He can get me alone and get me to where I needed to be. And that actually took my training and made me a better communicator on a flat. Because, if you're singing in a country bar, if you're no good, they'll throw you out the back door, right? So I was saying, well, it's good enough to get those bands. So here's a song I wrote about my title here. I used to sing those old sad songs, they always made me cry. The kind of song that break your heart in two. Songs of old lost loves, of broken dreams and heartache. I would sing them even though they made me blue. But nowadays I'm happy and I always wear a smile. And I found something that turned my life around. Today I sing to Jesus, living this song in my heart. And true, I am the happiest guy in town. I'm the positive cowboy, yeah, the positive cowboy. I get in that old bus and I drive from town to town. I'm the positive cowboy, yeah, the positive cowboy. It's my job to turn the old front upside down. I see you smile. Just do my job here. I love the way it makes me feel when somebody turns to Jesus. But I know right then the day of heaven bound. How good it is to know the around. So I sing my songs on TV and on the radio, and I want to spread God's message far and wide. Yeah, I want to be a blessing while we're down here below. A little brighter day just on the other side. I'm the positive cowboy, yeah, positive cowboy. I get in that old bus and I drive from town to town. I'm the positive cowboy, yeah, the positive cowboy. It's my job to turn those old front upside down. I see more smiles out there, even home. Just do my job, Lord. It's my job to turn those old front upside down. Looking at God's positive cowboy. All of you. Thank you.
That was the Positive Cowboy, Mr. Jim Sheldon. Next, we've got a small fry. She's about my size. We have Miss Deborah Thompson. She's going to come up and give you a couple of her songs. I've heard her perform quite a bit, and she's a pretty good writer. You'll see what I mean in just a minute. Miss Deborah Thompson.
This is a song I wrote called When I Walk Alone. When I am afraid and don't know what to do, you said that I could bring my burdens straight to you. I know I can pray, and I know you hear. And I am on my knees, I can walk through any fear. I need to be close to you, 'cause when I walk alone, I get lost. Your precious love comforts me, heals my broken heart. Your grace lifted those heavy chains of resentments that held me to my pain. Now I can reach out like I've never done before, 'cause I'm letting go of the anger, I don't need it anymore. And I need to be close to you, 'cause when I walk alone, I get lost. Your precious love comforts me, heals my broken heart. Here I am, down on my knees. I wanna tell the world what your love did for me. I never knew how good life could be. There's nothing I can't do if I believe. I need to be close to you, 'cause when I walk alone, I get lost. Well, I looked in the mirror, didn't recognize my face. The tears I got on my knees. Forgiveness broke the chains of anger and shame. My heart felt humility. I'm trusting and believing God's love's the reason I can love the woman that I see. With gentle hands he takes me, I let him mold and shape me. Just like a potter with his clay. When you can't see your beauty and all your hope is gone, won't you let go and let him take the lead? You can trust him with your secrets. Surrender is not a weakness. Your grace is all I need. Trusting and believing God's love's the reason I can't love this woman that I see. With gentle hands he takes me, I let him mold and shape me. Just like a potter with his clay. Just like a potter with his clay. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
That was Deborah Thompson. Okay, I just looked at your name. Is it
Mark Lynn Young.
Mark Lynn Young?
Yeah.
Lynn is what I couldn't remember. That's my name.
That's what I was going to say. It's spelled the same way.
This, come on up and give us a little bit of what you got, and tell them a little bit about yourself since they haven't seen you before.
Pick any mic and any cable there.
Okay, cable right here.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Stand in place for you.
Yeah, I think so. It's good. So my name is Mark Lynn Young, and we've lived, my wife and I, Casey, she's with us tonight, and we've lived in the Nashville area, well, in Lebanon, for 22 years permanently out there. And we have a farm out there, and we've dabbled in songwriting most of our lives. I was a musician for many, many years as a drummer. And here recently, we just wanted to start writing some material and for us to go out and play to folks and inspirational stuff. And so this will be the first time I've played these songs out. They're brand new. That's this spring that we've written this. And so I'll do the first one I'll do is a song called Grit and Grace. And it's a song if you're going through troubles or trials right now in your life. I hope you find the words in this song uplifting. Sometimes when life feels like a January wind, so bitter cold that you wonder, will these dark days ever end? And sometimes you will need to have patience and hope, like wildflowers waiting under a blanket of winter snow. There will be storms and heartache, but you can push through with grit and grace. When there are rough roads, steep canyons, or mountains to climb, the only way to blaze a trail is one step at a time. And if you have to cross deep water or face a hard season of change, thank God that He gave you grit and grace. And sometimes on a peaceful blue sky summer day, pressure can build all around there, leaving dark clouds in its place. That is when the test of faith over fear is found. When lightning strikes and thunder shakes and the rain covers the ground, there will be storms and heartache, but you can push through with grit and grace. When there are rough roads, steep canyons, or mountains to climb, the only way to blaze a trail is one step at a time. And if you have to cross deep water or face a hard season of change, thank God that He gave you grit and grace. When there are rough roads, steep canyons, or mountains to climb, the only way to blaze a trail is one step at a time. And if you have to cross deep water or face a hard season of change, your courage and faith will help you find a way. And thank God that He gave you grit and grace. Whoa, He gave you grit and grace. Thank God for grit and grace. Grit and grace. Whoa.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for hosting this. This is,
Did you say she wrote them with you?
she wrote them with her.
Sweet.
She's a lyric gal.
Sweet.
She's been writing songs many, many years. And
Thank you guys.
we just get upstairs and we just write these together and we'll have an
That's
idea.
awesome.
So.
And we're at the age we hope we can, like you guys want, is to inspire people and,
Mhm.
and give
Yep.
them hope. And that segues into the next song.
Yes, this next song is brand new. Also, we haven't recorded any of these, and this one here is it's a new song, and it's really starting to mean a lot to me because I became a believer at a young age, and the one thing, and then becoming an adult, and the one thing, you know, being in the music business for 35 plus years, the one thing I've learned is God has always been there for me, and He's there now, and I know He will always be there for me. So we had the idea of this song, and it's just simply called He Is There. When you think you're all alone, many miles away from home, don't think you don't have a prayer. He is there. But when the bridge has been washed out and the rain's still pouring down, don't think you don't have a prayer. He is there. He's a leader, He's a healer, protector and forgiver. His love plus your heart make a perfect pair. When you ask and you believe, that's when you can receive. So don't think you don't have a prayer. He is there. If you give less than you take, or make too many mistakes, don't think you don't have a prayer. He is there. If you're worn out and having questions or doubts, don't think you don't have a prayer. He is there. He's a leader, he's a healer, protector and forgiver. His love plus your heart make a perfect pair. When you ask and you believe, that's when you can receive. So don't think you don't have a prayer. He is there. Oh, he's a leader, he's a healer, protector and forgiver. His love plus your heart make a perfect pair. When you ask and you believe, that's when you can receive. So don't think you don't have a prayer. He is there. Even when you don't have a prayer, he is there. So don't think you don't have a prayer, 'cause he is there. Thank you all so much. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you guys.
Will you step up there so the people in the world can see you? All they can do is hear you. Just step
Mark,
up
you
there.
have to come back up. She wants them to see.
Okay.
Tell them who she is so the world can see.
So this is introducing my wife Casey to the world. She helps me write helped me write these two songs that you just heard.
Thank you,
She's
guys.
a wonderful songwriter.
Thank you guys.
Thank you all.
Appreciate it.
I think I'm shorter than him. There we go. I'm not going to move the thing because I know you're going to move it. So, welcome our sound man and our Mevo cameraman, Mr. Wally Parks.
All right.
Sound man at that.
Now I'm going to detune in a minute, but this past year and a half, I did compose some songs for a CD that are all instrumental, and I'm going to do one of those, but I thought I'd tune up and do a song that I wrote about a year and a half ago. Like Terry Lynn, I like blues music. I've kind of cut my teeth on that, and so this is one that was written after a particularly rough storm on the coast of North Carolina. That morning I woke up and these words came to me. Well, when the darkness of night starts to fall, I gotta straighten up and stand tall. I gotta let my light shine, even when it's raining on my blues. Well, when it hits me like an old freight train, get the crazy thoughts of running around through my brain. Gonna let my light shine, even when it's raining on my blues. 'Cause see, I gotta remember that in life's gonna be some pain. I just can't let it all go down the drain. I gotta let my light shine, even when I'm raining on my See, I remember actually, I'm gonna sit down, because I play these songs sitting down all the time, and it's hard for me to get my fingering right when I'm standing and strapped around my neck here, so this CD that I came up with, or this compilation of songs, got started by watching videos on YouTube. I don't know if any of you, just get on your stream and let it go. And it goes way down. And Steve Warner, the well-known songwriter and certified guitar picker, had showed how he tuned his guitar for one of his songs. And I always like to give him credit for showing that. Can't give him credit for the songs I wrote out of it, but if I hadn't seen that tuning, I don't know if I'd have produced a CD this last year. And it's kind of an open G with a drop C. I guess it's kind of the best way to describe the tuning.
Open C with a drop G.
The nice thing is it's tuning down and not tuning up. So usually I end up breaking the string when I bring it back up to standard tuning, but tuning down is not a big problem. I think we'll be close enough. So this song I particularly like. This time of year, as you're driving around, you'll see these little yellow flowers popping up all over the place.
Yes.
People call them buttercups, and I guess they got a lot of different common names, but the actual name of the flower is called the crocus. And I wrote the song, but then the title of the song came to me because it was about this time of year. The flowers were starting to come. They were starting to pop up. And what's interesting about the crocus, it's one of the earliest flowers of spring. And in our Christian faith tradition, it's actually been a symbol of rebirth, because it comes so early. A lot of times there's even snow on the ground when the crocuses come up. And you'll find a lot of them. I just enjoy driving around and seeing them and thanking them for inspiring the song. That music, by the way, is available on all kinds of streaming services. If you're on Spotify, look up Wally Parks, Force of Nature.
Wally Parks, Force of Nature. By the way, I enjoyed your showcase at Sam Ash. That was fine. I liked your visuals going on too. That's it for this night, folks. We'll be back again the second Thursday night of every month. So join us next month, and let's see, you can see me Tuesday on the Jama and Jerry Gospel Music Hour on Facebook, and I'll be at Sam Ash on the big stage March the 2nd. So y'all come on out. We love everybody, and I want everybody on the interweb to please pray for the peace that we need right now, because the world is crazy. And I'm going to go out in it in a few minutes and drive an hour back home. So thank you all. As I said, we are at Nashville Coffees on Music Valley Drive. Thank you, Mark. It was awesome. And good night, everybody.